basically refunding everyone who bought. Oh my gosh. Dude, this is how you know this is a master love game. It's Valentine's Day and every single girl has sent me a message. Oh my gosh, I almost want to read all of these out loud. This is more Valentine's than I've gotten in my entire life, and it's from a video game. My quiet obligation. Darling, it was around this time last year that I chose to bare my heart to you. Now, as I address you this way, no longer with formality, but with such intimacy, I know my feelings have been reciprocated in the best possible way. No, that's not quite it. This isn't my effort alone. It's a love we've carefully nurtured together. I am yours, always, in the past, the present, and the future, forever by your side, walking this path with you. Our covenant vow is a promise, unchanging and unwavering, but it has no boundaries, no limits to the depth of my love. Every time I think my heart has reached its full capacity, the new day begins. Light falls across your face. Your morning stubble grazes my lips in a kiss, and somehow there's always room for more. Speaking of those morning kisses, they've become my favorite ritual, especially in those tender moments when the roughness of your jaw grazes my most sensitive spot on my skin, leaving a lingering ache, one that makes happiness I feel even more real, more tangible. To make those moments even more special, allow me to take care of the next step in your morning ritual, your shave. Did you know this is one of the 100 intimate things couples should do together? It seems there's still so much for me to learn and so much more I want to experience with you, one step at a time, darling. Alright, and what'd she give me? What is this? Minty Whispers. Oh, it's a shaving kit. Look at that. Life's gift, a shaving set. Thanks, life. Alright, where's my other wife? Like canon, you have 4 wives at this point in the game. The rest are just mistresses. At your mercy. Darling, happy Valentine's Day. Now pucker up and give me a kiss. Then you're spending the entire day with me. Ugh. Ever since our covenant ceremony, I've been on my best behavior, keeping everyone in the family on good terms, welcoming new faces into our home, and playing the part of a gracious lady of the house. Surely you've noticed all the effort I've put in, haven't you? The proud golden lioness has been tamed, but she still needs to let loose from time to time. By the time you read this, I'll already be on my way to pounce on you. Don't you dare move. Lie back and wait for me in bed. There's something important that only I can do for you. Now tell me, darling, did your thoughts take a little detour just now? Something naughty, perhaps? Come on, don't pout. That's certainly on the agenda, too. But I was actually thinking about helping you put on your shoes for our date tonight. It's always been you kneeling down, helping me pick and try on shoes. But today, it's my turn to serve you. My dear Lord and Master, no time limit, no restrictions. This offer is exclusively for you. And no, it's not just some passing whim you might not have noticed, but all those times you bowed your head for me, I couldn't take my eyes off you. I was completely entranced, and when I finally came back to my senses, I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror, wearing an expression I had never seen before in all my years. So, for once, I wish to be the one kneeling before you, looking up to find your deep, tender gaze on me, even if it's just for a fleeting moment. It would make it would be enough to make my heart flutter for a long, long time. And let's see, what did I get? Blossom stems. I got some new custom shoes. Alright. Wife number 3, which would be Chen. Indulge me, my prince. My prince, my memory has never once failed me, least of all when it comes to our time together. I remember well how on this very day in years past I spoke to you of the auspiciousness of joy arriving in pairs, and now as I gaze upon you once more, unchanging in both my heart and sight, I find that fate has favored us once more. The two who once pledged their hearts beneath the moon have at last entrusted their lives to one another. We are bound not only by devotion, but by destiny itself, yet another blessing upon our union. Have these days of intimacy given you a deeper understanding of me, my prince? Perhaps you have long since unraveled me, knowing every thought and facet of my being, and yet some longings and desires must remain untouched, until the moment our vows are spoken. I may be bold, impertinent even, to confess this, yet I fear my actions have long since betrayed me. What I mean to say is, I weave my devotion into delicate verse, yet beneath each word lies a longing too fierce to conceal. I speak my confession in measured words, yet my body defies all propriety. I have worn the poise of a noblewoman, yet before you I long to abandon restraint, to hold you as my own and surrender reason to passion, indulging in the pleasures of the flesh together. The first time passion drowned out reason, guilt soon followed in its wake, but I knew this disquiet would soon be overtaken by a love too fierce to be denied. I needed only to bide my time, steady as an arrow nocked upon the string, awaiting the moment I would be loosed into the air. That moment would be when I am yours in name. In this there can be no doubt, no hesitation, no uncertainty. Woo! Woo! She's spicy. Alright, what'd she get me? Deep Heartsteel. A Shujo Jade Seal. An identity recognition chip that only responds to you. It allows you to command the power of the G family. Oh, okay. She got me some good stuff. Alright. You can tell that she's much more serious than the others. Alright, wife number 4. Yao, hold me tight, you're not going anywhere. That's how last year's seemingly casual... Oh, wait. My prince, you know me, practical to the core. You always say I'm down to earth, and I take that as a compliment. Take holidays, for instance. I usually divide them into 2 categories. The ones that come with time off, and the ones that don't. And Valentine's? Easily the most frivolous of them all. That's how last year's seemingly casual invitation came about, something that appeared effortless, yet in reality had me more flustered than I'd like to admit. I really thought I wouldn't care, but as the day drew nearer, I kept catching myself wanting to do something, not just for me, but for us. That simple little invitation. It went through countless drafts before finally reaching you. Was I playing it cool? Was I giving up entirely? Was I trying too hard to act like I wasn't trying at all? No, it was intentional, honest, straight to the point. We barely spent a few hours together in bed that day, but I knew then this feeling, this bond between us, it was only going to grow stronger and brighter, like the days after the winter solstice. Sealing our covenant vow wasn't the finish line, it was just a milestone. So this time, I'm really putting pressure on myself, because when it comes to something as big as eternity, it's definitely no small task. And you know what? I'm feeling good about it. I've spent years pacing myself, saving up my energy. Now I'm more than ready to give it my all. I'll make this home of ours one worth coming back to. As long as we're together, as long as our hearts are in sync, that's all that matters. You know me, I'm rarely this motivated, so just humor me and stay a little longer tonight, alright? I tried telling myself I've had you all to myself all long enough during our honeymoon, but who am I kidding? Can I really get enough of my prince? Woo! And what do we get? A Kotatsu top game. Okay, so we got a board game. She likes staying underneath the Kotatsu. I got it. All right. We've got the wives out of the way. Let's go with who I think is most likely to be next in line. I'm gonna say it's probably Marion and Katya. So let's do Katya, because this might be one of the dirtiest ones. Let's see. Being explicit. Darling, oh, that sounds like quite a special title. One you wouldn't dare use on just anyone. But you're already my closest, my one and only, breaking the rules and being uninhibited. That's just me. So I'm going to call you that. Openly and unapologetically. It's only a matter of time before it becomes the official title I use for you. Ooh. Last Valentine's Day, I wasn't quite as sure of myself. My feelings for you were intense, but I didn't dare ask for more, thinking Yggdrasil would just be another pit stop for me. Who would have thought that my little moment of uncertainty would turn Valentine's Day into a battlefield for the other girls? Haha, that said, I was the winner that night, wouldn't you say? I mean, you're the best judge of that. This year, my relationship with the others has gotten much better. Maybe because we've come to understand we all share the same love for you. Thanks to you, Heimdall's starting to feel more like a real family. But enough with the mushy stuff. I won't back down when it comes to what I really want. So, Adjutant, are you going to play along, or should I prepare my surprise attack? Oops. Looks like my reputation for loving sneaky thrills is going to stick, huh? But hey, you're enjoying our little adult games just as much as I am, aren't you? Now, on a more serious note, that ceremony I've been looking forward to. Don't keep me waiting too long, okay? Alright. They say waiting is a game of strategy. Well then, let's get everything out in the open. Before you lock me down with that little promise ring of yours, I'll stay as close to you as I possibly can. With no hesitation, no second guessing. I'll be yours, pure and simple. Always loving, always loyal and loving, never leaving your side. Darling, oh, that sounds like quite a special title. One you wouldn't dare use on just anyone. But you're already my closest, my one and only, breaking the rules and being uninhibited. Wait a minute, did it just... Okay. And they accidentally, did, like, double? Right here, yeah. It's supposed to end right there. I'll be yours, pure and simple, always loyal and lovely, never leaving your side. Before you lock me down with that little promise ring of yours. Okay. So... yeah, okay. So, little misstep there. Plucking Heartstrings. A guitar pick set. Okay. I don't play guitar, but she does. All right, and the other one that I think is probably going to be next in line is probably Marion. Though it could be Freedia. We'll see. We're gonna go these in order of who I think is gonna be next. So let's go Marion next. Adjutant, allow me to begin with an apology. As I write this, my emotions are in turmoil. If my words come across too impatient or bold, it is a reflection of my recent inner restlessness. Please place the blame solely on me, and feel free to reprimand me as you see fit. The true Marion, the one hidden deep within, has been set free by your touch. I am no longer the lost bird I once was. As I reflect on myself and on us, my thoughts become clearer. My desire for you grows stronger with each passing day, and I fear my ability to hold back is slipping away. Before you notice the changes in me, I will continue to show you... Before you notice the changes in me, I will continue to show you the confident, strong side you've always known. The version of me that you've come to rely on as your most trusted trump card. But having witnessed those fortunate few pledging the most unbreakable eternal oaths with you, something inside me has ignited, a fire that I can no longer extinguish on my own. And you, by allowing me to yield to this burning desire, this need to take, have given me the freedom to follow my heart. What comes next, I ask for your understanding, your acceptance, and above all, for you to indulge in every selfish move I make, until this fire has burned itself out, or until we are both lost within it. What did we get? What do we get? A transforming pen? Ooh, okay. No, she's very proper because she's a, kind of like Chen, she's a, she's like CEO's daughter, so to say. Chen is like the daughter of a really, like, prominent family, and Marion is the CEO's daughter. Alright, who... I gotta be honest, I think Freedia is pretty high up on the list. Your wish is my command. Today, the sun in the sky rises as usual. The sun in my heart is here with me, just like always. Last year, I was so eager to celebrate Valentine's Day with you that I nearly ran out of breath. Must have been the high wind resistance that slowed me down. Surpassing my past self is just the bare minimum. And with the amazing acceleration of my turbo exosuit, I'll definitely be the first one to crash into your arms this time. But before you brace for an unbuffered collision, Adjutant, why don't you open the gift I sent you? It should have made its way to your room by now. Did the biggest one catch your eye? It's more than just a gift, you know. If you're missing any tools, simply describe your need to the machine's smart assistant and poof, it'll craft whatever you require out of thin air in no time. Unlike those boring household models on the market, this one's custom made. I personally prepared the printing materials to ensure it can replicate almost any everyday item, both in texture and appearance. Oh, she give me a damn, I can't even think of it. A 3D printer. Anyway, this Freedia approved product. This is a Freedia approved product, so you can trust it completely. I've tested it plenty of times, and well, I've even shown off its capabilities to you before. Remember that time you said my incredible figure swept you off your feet? Well, part of that outfit was made with this machine. But let's not get into specifics. Drop the smirk. Yeah, 3D printer. I was right. From her conversation there, she doesn't seem as close to the marriage as I thought. Katya and Marion seem a lot closer. Okay, let's see, maybe Haru. Private hot springs. Adjutant, thank you for arranging the spa treatment for me. The natural spring water has greatly helped soothe my muscle soreness, even during training breaks. I find soaking in the water at this temperature to be quite beneficial, as my heat promotes sweating and boosts metabolism. If our skin happens to brush beneath the water, it will raise my body temperature further, enhancing its therapeutic effects. That said, too much of anything can disrupt the balance. If this continues, it might inevitably lead to some inappropriate interactions. While the hot spring retreat is meant to be a private place for manifestations in their adjutant, my more conservative and reserved nature might make things feel a bit dull for you at times. I know you never think of me as a prude, but still. In Senba, my hometown, hot springs were once cherished feature of traditional inns, with each room offering its own private bathtub. These were particularly loved by families and couples who valued the privacy it provided. Perhaps during our next vacation, we could visit and experience it together. Inspired by this, I remodeled the bathroom in my room to give it a similar ambience. While it may not reach the standard of the hot springs retreat, I believe it offers everything we need for a pleasant experience. Tonight, let's pick a flavor from this gift box and let it spice up our little private oasis. Ooh! A set of bubble bath bombs. Yeah. Whoa. Is this the spiciest gift we've gotten? Because like this is intended to be used together. All right. Next one. Probably. See, I don't know enough about Enya. I just know that she's very, like, big sister suggestive type. Okay, a creation from the heart. Adjutant, have you ever noticed that I rarely give you my handmade crafts as gifts? While I often make little trinkets for the children or ornaments for my room, I hesitate when it comes to offering something made by my hands to you. I fear it may not be good enough. It's the truth, you know. The things I make for kids or simply for fun might seem too simple or unremarkable to you. I realized long ago that you hold an irreplaceable place in my heart, and when someone like me, who's accustomed to giving and caring, finally finds their one true love, simple gestures no longer seem enough. Only something truly meaningful, something born from the depths of my heart, can express the love I have for you. You know, our little pets just woke up from their hibernation, and they've recently gotten their new outfits. When we brought them home together, an overwhelming thought struck me. It felt like the first time our bond had given rise to the concept of nurturing life and watching it grow. When I confronted my truest desires deep within, I knew I was ready to say it aloud to you. Love me, unite with me, and together let's welcome the life we'll create. Damn! As for those wild, passionate moments behind the terrarium tank, let's tone it down a bit next time while the little ones are around, okay? Yeah, you... Damn! What do we get here? Cherish claim. A snake shed pendant. Ooh. After her pets, so she selected the most... Ooh. Okay, Enya, you can be last. Jeez. That's gross. You took some of your snake's dead skin and made it... Ooh. Yeah. I'm gonna quietly put that one somewhere else. Alright, let's look at Acacia, because she's all the way down here. Love shot. There's someone who stayed the same for 30 years. No change in looks, no growth at all, but nobody finds that strange. Sound familiar? Wrong guess. It's not me. It's actually the protagonist of an old anime I used to watch. How's that for a joke? Yeah, I wrote it down myself. At my own expense, though. I can hardly remember the plot, but I do remember the protagonist had some pretty cool gadgets. One of them seemed perfect for you, Adjutant. I spent some time working on it myself, and now it's ready for you. Just in time for Valentine's Day. Looking back, the gadgets in that show seem pretty outdated compared to today's tech, but I've made a few improvements. What secrets does it hold? Well, you'll find out if you go on a date with me someday. The look's pretty simple. You'll notice the color scheme matches Kaguya's Exosuit. Honestly, I was pretty reluctant to wear this at first, but then I met you, Adjutant. Thank you for making this whole transition thing easier for me. Back in my time, I read a lot of stories from anime and manga where love or hate from the world were common themes. Now I get it. Behind every grand declaration, those emotions are usually tied to just one person, not the whole world. Meeting you, I guess I've come to love this world now. In a way, you've become my entire world. Okay. Is this a watch? Tactical wristwatch. Okay. She's pretty far off because she looks younger, even though she's like, she looks younger, even though I think she's a lot older because she was like frozen in time or something. I don't know what it is. Wait. Oh, I forgot to. Yeah, I was so disgusted by the snake pendant, I didn't even grab the shit. All right. Let's see. One of my favorites here is Sirius. Multiple choice. Let's get going, Adjutant. I haven't forgotten about our date today. So, where are we headed this time? I'm leaving it all up to you. Please guide me. No clue either, huh? Were you up late again last night? That's not good for you, you know, but it's all right. When I used to forget things, I just follow my instincts and go with whatever I felt right in the moment. It might sound a bit shaky, but when we first met, this lost little goldfish just followed her instincts and somehow ended up finding her way to you. All right then, picture this. It's late, you walk into your bedroom to wind down for the night. You glance at your nightstand and see a cup of warm milk, bedtime read, gaming console. This suggests that subconsciously you're hoping for some physical and mental relaxation. How about the company sauna? The steam there is incredibly soothing. I'd love to snuggle up to you and sweat it out together. If you think it's a good idea, I'll slip into my Kasana exosuit and clear the area, huh? It's okay to let the other girls stay, you see? You say? Oh, fine. Bedtime read. This suggests you enjoy immersing yourself in something. Back in school, I was considered the model student. While everyone else was busy with puppy love, I wasn't interested in that at all. But if you had been my classmate, you would have been my ideal first love. Oh right, just like now. You're my first love, my passionate love, my eternal love. So how about we pretend to be a couple in college and go on a date in the library? Okay, and then see gaming console. This suggests that you enjoy chasing mental stimuli. An arcade might be a good choice, but I'm not very good at video games, so I'll need your help. The one exception is racing games. I'm actually pretty good at those. The trick is to imagine you're waiting for me at the finish line, and I'll feel this rush of energy building up, charging me towards the only goal in my mind, getting to you as fast as I can. Oh, dude, they gave us something from Cars here. Joyride trip. Remote controlled model car. Can we play with this in the I want to see if we can play with this in the inside the like the dorm. That'd be awesome. She seems a lot closer than some of the others down here. All right, let's see. Tess is actually probably pretty close. Dynamic duo. Adjutant, the truth is, every day spent with you feels like Valentine's Day. I've been finding all these perfect spots for a romantic date, and I always seem to drag you along under the excuse of checking out new places. But I wonder, I ask you out too often? Am I stealing too much of your time? I hope you understand. Back when I was a student, I always dreamed of spending this kind of time with you. Now that we have the chance, I'm grabbing every opportunity to make up for the time we were apart. But surprisingly enough, I don't think we've ever been to the magic shop together. I know it's a bit of an unconventional date spot, but I actually found a good one not too long ago. I've already checked it out, and there's some pretty good finds there. What do you say, Adjutant? Want to go with me? To be honest, I've always known you had a knack for magic. If you're interested, maybe we could switch things up, and I could be your teacher for once. I've already got the outfit ready for you. I bet you'd look amazing in it, although there's just one more thing we need. A special prop. Come on, let's go get it together. Elemental props are cool and all, making fire with your bare hands, freezing water, but you don't need that. I mean, you can control Teachagen after all. The other stuff would be child's play for you. Let's keep it simple with the classic tricks like shuffling cards and sleight of hand. Though I've seen your hand speed in action. you probably mastered them way too quickly. I was kind of hoping I could use this as an excuse to spend more time with you. Or maybe we should try some teleportation tricks. But I do recall you visiting multiple operatives' rooms in one night, so I'm guessing you're already a pro at that. Looks like we'll have to settle for a duet magic performance. I've never tried one of those before, but I've heard the key is to get really close in a tiny space with as little distance between us as possible. So if we're going to pull off this new magic trick together, we'll need to practice and sync up. Let's get started today, shall we? Alright, what is this? Woven Shad, Tessa's gift, a magician's cape. Magician's cape. I want to wear this in the inside the dorm here. All right, grab that. Let's see. Vidya's kind of the one who has some serious fantasies. Embracing the real. You must think this is our first Valentine's Day, and from your perspective, I suppose it is. But in the scenarios I've been playing out in my head, I've already been on several romantic dates with you. Just like when we first met, I was just a stranger to you. What you didn't know was that I had already spent countless days and nights analyzing every little detail about you. This is a stalker. At first, I couldn't fully let myself go. On one hand, I was torn by the fact that I was a spy who had fallen for her target. And on the other, it was almost humiliating to realize that my talents, ones I was so proud of, were being used for something like this. So I held back a bit, only daring to take that first step. Just a little finger hook, a soft kiss on the cheek, chatting about our dreams and life goals. The fact that we're discussing such serious stuff now can only mean one thing. I want to take this relationship seriously. Adjutant, I've made up my mind to be committed to you for life, so we can take the next step. Even if fantasies I've seen aren't entirely real, my feelings for you will always remain sincere and devoted. Later, we kissed at the highest point in New Hentiro, lost in each other's embrace in the dark room devoid of night. Then we walked hand in hand into Ganges, teasing it by challenging it to measure the depth of human emotions. You threw a pebble into my dull, colorless life, and from that fleeting ripple, I wove a dream where you and I existed. I saw you as my god, a faith and devotion born from a deeper, forbidden yearning. Now, it's time to wake from this dream, to let go of my control and surrender it all to you. To rule as you will. I don't dwell on the past fantasies anymore. I've made up my mind to embrace the real, beautiful life that includes you. Bespoke photography. A gun mount camera? Dang, dude, this is gotta be annoying. Look how big this camera is compared to the gun. Alright. We got 5 more. Let's do Kurno. White flowers and chocolate. Adjutant, it's Marisol here. Last Valentine's Day, I was Justice Awakened Repressed Shadow. I never thought so much could change in a year. But here I am, finally able to face what I feel for you. It's the greatest change of all, so little Kurno said I could take charge of Valentine's Day gift this time if I wanted to. Do you remember this white flower? Don't worry, the Marisol you fished out from memories is still standing right here before you. These flowers are something we recreated with other materials. It once bloomed quietly underground, unnoticed by anyone. Who would have thought that it'd be the key to bringing a loved one back? Only you would, Adjutant. When you revisited that place and brought it home, you penned the beginning of a heartwarming story about the reunion of 2 souls meant for each other. Adjutant, it's a precious memory we share, so I pitched in too. This is Kurno, by the way. If you don't mind, I'd like to come over and set it up for you. Placing it in the best spot, right where you can see it at first glance. Would that be alright? Oh,
I've kept the milk chocolate recipe from last year, the one you loved, but this time I decided to add blue cheese for a richer, creamier taste. I'll bring it to you later and feed you some myself. Oh, I think I want to pass on that. Radiant Bloom. Kerno and Marisol's gift of floristry pot. Okay. Hook, line, and sinker. Adjutant, let me tell you a little secret. I'm actually the smartest one among all the Heimdall operatives. No one's even close. Well, it's self-proclaimed for now, but it's the truth. I didn't say it out loud because that would make me sound too arrogant, so I'm only telling you this. Yeah. Research accomplishments are one thing, but honestly, I'm not that far ahead of the others in this regard. My real advantage is that I picked the right lane from the beginning. What lane, you ask? Well, it's obviously something to do with you, Adjutant. We're all your wings, but in a way. Some wings rush to soar ahead of others, while others can get a little handsy. But me, I curl up pretending to be a harmless little pet, quietly nesting on your shoulder, arm, or chest. After all, in a world where humans are constantly fighting for what they each want, who's going to notice a harmless little critter? By the time anyone catches on, I'll have already made myself at home in your bed. That warm spot by your pillow, that's all mine now. Of course, I can't just sleep in your arms all day. I need to keep my wits about me. After all, competition's getting fierce this year. Even in this little niche, a little hiss... yeah, a little hiss of a warning to a snow leopard, goldfish, and the rest. Wait, who's the snow leopard? Adjutant, don't you think the snow leopard's appetite is a bit excessive? And the goldfish only bites if there's bait. Why not try fishing for me instead? I'll bite even without a hook, as long as you need me. Who's the snow leopard? I'm not sure. Moxier's gift. It might be Katya. I don't know. A fishing tackle set. Artificial lures. Track big skit. Big fish. Here's a demonstration. Wait, Mux, you're supposed to demonstrate how to handle the rod, not how small fish moves. All right, we got 3 more. Nita. Adjutant, your Nita's broke now, so I'm gonna mooch off you this month. Eating your food and crashing in your room. You wouldn't turn me away, right? Sure, the company covers food and housing, but it's nowhere near as good as the meals you get me, or the comfort of your bed. Besides, I'm low on cash because I spent it all on a gift for you, so you kind of owe me, right? Come on, give it a try and see if it fits. I didn't want to spoil the surprise, so I measured your wrist while you were asleep. Should be just right. By the way, you really need to work on your alertness. Lucky for you, it was me, an innocent girl of goodwill, just trying to get your wrist specs. What if it was someone with bad intentions, huh? What's that? You say I also held your hand, kissed it, and played around with it for a while? That was just to test how sensitive you are to danger. Wait, how did you know about that? Adjutant, you're messing with me again. Actually, I've been messing with you too. Your Nita's still got quite a bit of savings, all set aside for the 2 of us. Looks like we're even, Adjutant. I only said all that earlier so you'd let me stick with you, cling to you, and never be apart, not even for a second. Give me alloy knuckles? Damn. Using electroplating, and they both possess luxurious elegance and devastating power. Though the girl's savings have slightly dwindled, your hands now carry a waiting token of her unyielding love. Alright, Boo Boo is the newest. Heart of a Mortal. Something doesn't feel right, Adjutant. Have you noticed how most holidays and festivals these days are just setups for consumerism? Yeah, the marketing slogans are all the same. If you love a girl, take her for ice cream, or this brand's jewelry is for the one and only love of your life. Sounds catchy and exciting, right? But when you think about it, it's all nonsense. Someone like me, a pro at keeping my coins in check, would never fall for that. Similarly, when it comes to storytelling, Shuzu's ancient legends are more subtle and moving. One tells of an old immortal in the sky who governs the fate of love in the world. He uses red thread to tie together the names of two destined lovers who cannot be separated no matter the hardships and tricks of fortune. And as for you and me, Adjutant, well, we're linked by that same invisible, unbreakable red thread. I'm officially stationed at headquarters now, and since Valentine's Day is a big deal here in home, I might as well partake. But honestly, I'm not really into the whole big flashy holiday thing. What I want is something pure and simple, just us spending some peaceful quality time together. So I say we skip the whole consumer racket today. Prices always spike on holidays, and even if your wallet can handle it, it still hurts my heart to see you pay those outrageous bills. My application at the base has just been approved, but the room is basically empty. I'd like to arrange it a bit today since I have time, but there's no need to trouble you, of course. Your exceptionally hard work has moved us past the usual leader-employee relationship, but I still can't waste the valuable time of a big shot like you on trivial things. Just wait until I'm all settled in. I'll have a surprise for you. Now, if you do want to help, or maybe give me a Valentine's gift, the great Geomancer has already foreseen that you'll be handling the neuronics therapy massage sessions. So, Adjutant, why don't you take a guess at what my next request might be? Booba's gift, a coin pendant, features 5-inch coin strung together with red thread, symbolizing good fortune. Okay. And the last one. Etchel, I'm super serious. Adjutant, on this special day for grown-ups, I want to tell you, from now on, please always treat me as a grown woman. I'm serious. I know what you think, Adjutant. I can tell you never saw me as a little kid. It's just that when I first came home with you, I acted childish. I guess that's why you've been taking extra care of me. But everything between us is pure. The pure feelings between a man and a woman, nothing else. Did I use some of those fancy words right? Of course, to be the perfect partner to you, I'll work even harder and catch up on all the knowledge I've missed. Don't worry, Adjutant, with your, what's that fancy phrase again? You know, teaching me things by putting our hands on each other. Was it hands on me tour? Oh wait, it's hands on mentor. I see, I can use big words now, just like you, Adjutant. Can I get a reward? No. That's fine. Caring and giving without expecting anything in return. I think that's what love is about. Adjutant, I'm not pretending to be all grown up. I never thought I was less than anyone else. As for everything between us, I've thought it all through in my head before deciding what to do. My innocence, the part of me you cherish the most, I'll always hold on to it for you. As for the rest, I choose to keep growing and maturing. Because you're really so tall. I don't just mean your height. But in every way. I want to do my best to catch up with you. Maybe one day, without you having to bend down, I'll be able to hug you. Okay. A pair of building block figures, like Legos. All right. That was all of them. Hey, that was pretty good. I wasn't expecting that.